When she can't stop thinking about a man, 3 things happen to him. When a woman can't get you out of her head, 3 specific things start happening to you. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what those 3 things are and why they matter more than you think. Because here's what most guys don't realize. When you occupy a woman's thoughts consistently, it doesn't just affect her. It affects you in ways that completely change the dynamic between you two. Now, before we get into it, I need you to pay close attention because what I'm about to share isn't some pickup artist theory or manipulation tactic. This is real psychology. This is what actually happens in the real world when a woman is genuinely invested in you mentally and emotionally. And understanding this is going to give you a massive advantage in your relationships. Thing number 1, you become her standard when a woman can't. Thing number 1, you become her standard. Stop thinking about you. Something powerful happens. You become the benchmark by which she measures every other man, not consciously at first, but it's happening in her subconscious mind every single day. Here's what this looks like in practice. She goes on a date with another guy, and the whole time she's sitting there, her brain is making comparisons. He doesn't make me laugh like he does. He doesn't have that same confidence. The conversation doesn't flow the same way. You've essentially ruined other men for her because you've set a standard they can't meet. And here's the thing, this works in your favor. Even if you're not together, even if you haven't talked in weeks, even if she's trying to move on, because you're not just a memory anymore, you're the memory. You're the reference point for what she wants to feel with someone. Let me give you an example. Maybe you had this natural chemistry with her. Maybe your conversations went deep. Maybe you challenged her in ways other guys don't. Now, every time she meets someone new, she's unconsciously asking herself, does this feel like it did with him? And most of the time, the answer is no. So what does this mean for you? It means you have staying power. It means that even when you're not actively pursuing her, you're still in the game. But here's the catch. You can't abuse this position. If you take advantage of being her standard and play games, you'll lose that position fast. The power comes from genuinely being the high-value person she believes you are. Thing number 2, your energy shifts, and thing number 2, your energy shifts. Pre-selection effect, she notices. This one's subtle but incredibly important. When a woman is constantly thinking about you, your entire energy changes. And I don't mean this in some mystical woo-woo way. I mean something practical and observable happens to how you show up in the world. You become more relaxed around her, more confident, less needy. Why? Because on some level you can sense her interest. Even if she hasn't said anything explicitly, there are signs the way she looks at you, the way she responds to your messages, the way she makes herself available. And when you pick up on this energy, even subconsciously, it changes how you behave. You stop overthinking every text message. You stop worrying about saying the wrong thing. You stop trying to impress her because you already know you have her attention. And paradoxically, this makes you even more attractive to her. It's a positive feedback loop. But here's where it gets really interesting. Other women start noticing this shift in your energy too. When you're walking around with the confidence that comes from knowing a high-quality woman is thinking about you, other women pick up on it. It's called pre-selection. When women see that you're desired by other women, you become more desirable to them as well. So suddenly, you're not just more attractive to the woman who's thinking about you. You're more attractive across the board. Your dating life improves. Your social interactions improve. People respond to you differently because you're carrying yourself differently. Now, here's what you need to be careful about. Don't let this go to your head. Don't become arrogant or start taking her for granted. The energy shift is powerful, but it only works in your favor if you stay grounded and authentic. The moment you start acting like you're doing her a favor by existing, you'll kill the attraction. Thing number 3, you get tested more. Thing number 3, you get tested more than ever. Here's the one most guys aren't ready for. When a woman can't stop thinking about you, she starts testing you hard. And these tests come in forms you might not expect. She might pull back suddenly to see if you'll chase. She might mention other guys to gauge your reaction. She might create small conflicts or act moody to see how you handle pressure. She might even push your boundaries to see if you'll hold your frame or fold like a cheap suit. Now, why does she do this? It's not because she's playing games for fun. It's because her brain is trying to answer one critical question. Is this man really who I think he is? You've been occupying her thoughts. You've become important to her. And now her subconscious needs to verify that you're worth that mental real estate. Think about it from her perspective. If she's investing emotional energy into thinking about you constantly, she needs to know you're not going to disappoint her. She needs to know you're not just putting on a show. She needs to know that the version of you she's obsessing over is the real you. So what do you do when these tests come? First, recognize them for what they are. Don't react emotionally. Don't get defensive. Don't become passive aggressive, and definitely don't fail by being weak or overly accommodating. Here's the framework. Stay calm, stay consistent, hold your boundaries, don't take her emotional bait, and most importantly, don't change who you are to make her happy in the moment. Let me give you a real example. She sends you a text saying, "I saw you talking to that girl at the party. She seemed really into you. This is a test." A weak response would be falling all over yourself to reassure her. No, she's nobody. I was barely talking to her. A better response? Yeah, she's cool. We were just talking. And then you don't over-explain. When you pass these tests consistently, something powerful happens. Her thinking about you transforms from, "I can't stop thinking about him," to, "I need to lock this man down." The uncertainty becomes certainty. The interest becomes investment. So, what do you do with this? How to handle these shifts correctly? Information. Here's the reality check. Knowing that these 3 things happen when she can't stop thinking about you is only useful if you handle it correctly. And handling it correctly means staying in your purpose, maintaining your standards, and not getting drunk on the attention. Because here's what happens to most guys. They realize a woman is thinking about them constantly, and they either get arrogant and mess it up, or they get complacent and stop being the person she fell for in the first place. Both of those paths lead to the same place, her moving on. The key is to stay the man who earned her thoughts in the first place. Keep building yourself. Keep pursuing your goals. Keep being challenging and interesting and grounded. Don't make her the center of your universe just because you're the center of hers. And if you're wondering how you can tell if a woman is actually thinking about you this way, pay attention to the signs. Does she initiate contact regularly? Does she remember small details about your conversations? Does she make herself available for you? Does she invest effort into the connection? If the answer is yes, then chances are you're occupying real space in her mind. Here's my challenge to you. My challenge to you. Think about the woman in your life right now. If you suspect she can't stop thinking about you, ask yourself, are you showing up as the man who deserves that? Are you maintaining your standards? Are you passing her tests? Or are you taking it for granted? Leave a comment below and let me know which of these 3 things surprised you the most. Was it becoming her standard, the energy shift, or the testing phase? Drop a comment because I want to hear from you. And remember this, the goal isn't to manipulate someone into thinking about you. The goal is to be so genuinely high value, so authentically confident, so purpose-driven that thinking about you becomes inevitable for the right woman. Final challenge. If this video gave you value, smash that like button. Subscribe if you want more no BS insights about dating and relationships. And if you're serious about leveling up your dating life now, go out there and be the kind of man worth thinking about, not because you're trying to be, but because that's who you actually are. For now, subscribe and watch this short.